with Creations Trail.
And today we're going to go over the essentials for one of the most important parts of the upper body, which Rasheedat is great about. We're going to go over shoulders. Now we know that the shoulder is basically called the deltoid. It's one muscle, and what it does is it lays up with three bones just like a steak, like a fillet. It lays up with your scapula, which is your shoulder bone, this part that connects right here, your arm, and your clavicle. So in order to develop that muscle whole, you have to attack that from three angles, which we call front, lateral, and rear. And we're going to have Rasheedat show you examples of that today. So here we go. So we're going to begin with the front deltoid. And what we're going to do is the front raise with dumbbells. And as you see, what Rasheedat is going to do is she's going to raise that straight up. You want to make sure that your width is right outside shoulder width. And we're going to raise it, keeping tension on the muscle.
And make sure you keep a slight bend in your elbow. You never want to lock your elbow.
The next thing we're going to go to is the lateral part or the side part of the shoulder, which is very important. The most important thing that you want to focus on here is you want to make sure that you're straight, half tight, and you want to have a slight tilt. The most common mistake that people do when they're doing lateral raises is when they raise, they bring that to the front. That's wrong, because your body wants to use the front part of your deltoid because it's the strongest. How you isolate that is you have a slight bend in your hips, and you bring that to the side to make sure you isolate the lateral part of that shoulder. As you notice, that Rasheedat is bringing that weight basically from her hips out. You want to keep that lateral, and that's how you focus on the lateral part of that shoulder.
I'm going to stand forward so you guys can see me in a forward stance. Here, and I have my belly button pulled to my spine, keeping my core tight at all times. And that's the lateral raise.
Lastly, what we're going to work on is the rear part of the deltoid, which is the back, which also works on that back. You see Rasheedat has a great back. A lot of the back is connected to that rear part of the shoulder. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a rear raise. So what's important is that you keep this at a 180, and we're going to raise that straight out, okay? Because if you bring that too far back, you're using your rhomboids, which we don't want to use. We don't want to use the back. We want to isolate that into the shoulders. And this is important that you use a very light weight for this, because this is a small muscle. You don't want to go very heavy. Right now, Rasheedat is just using 5 to 8 pounds. So she can 8 pounds, so she can isolate that rear deltoid. You don't want to go very heavy on that because you're more prone to injury when you go heavy on that exercise.
And be sure to engage your core at all times.
Always.